What's going on, everybody? Cigar Show Tim here, Tobacco Talk Media, with the newest humidor, 23-liter Needone, newest generation of thermoelectric humidors that has its own water humidity regulation. It has its own temperature regulation and everything. So let's jump into it, dive into it, see what new features it has and what it's got to offer for you. All right, let's jump right into it. The model number on this Needone thermoelectric humidor is the NO23TH3. And so this is the third generation, as the TH3 alludes to, third generation of the thermoelectric humidors in the 23-liter size from Needone. I have the first generation, I do have the second generation, and now I've got this third generation, and there's some stuff on here that they've added that honestly, I'm really looking forward to seeing how it works out. So let's go through the basics of the humidor and give you an idea of what the readouts and everything are. I've left everything inside other than the instruction manual so that you can see how it will come when you order yours as well. So if we look here, we can see that we have got a settings button. When you touch that once, it allows you to adjust this number right here, which is the temperature setting. If you hit it a second time, it allows you to adjust, yes, the readout for the relative humidity. Now notice this says 42% relative humidity. That's a good thing it's reading that because it's bone dry inside. There is no water added to it yet whatsoever. So I'm glad that it's reading low, as it should, because again, there's no distilled water in it yet. Then you have the up arrow and the down arrow. That's how you adjust the temperature or the relative humidity point that you would like to keep this thermoelectric humidor at. I will say that the lowest humidity setting that it let me go to, in fact, we'll do this together. So if I hit, I'm doing this reverse. So there it's at temperature. If I go here and then go up, it's going to let me go up to a whole bunch and then come down. So let's see, 65 is what it's showing right there as the lowest relative humidity setting point. So as you can see, maybe you can't, the range on the relative humidity setting for this thermoelectric humidor is between 65% relative humidity and 75% relative humidity. I like that it doesn't go above 75. If you're in an area that's naturally humid, you're obviously not going to want to keep it that high by any means. If you're in a dry, arid climate like Phoenix, Arizona, or someplace that is very dry and hot, maybe 75 is where you want to keep it at. But personally, I keep all of my humidors right around 65 to 67% relative humidity. I don't go any higher than that. And the temperature, as you can see right here, says 64 degrees Fahrenheit. That's where I keep all of my humidors. I mean, 64, every single one that I'm looking at, they all say 64 degrees. That's just where I keep mine because it tends to be the happy place for where I enjoy my cigars and the experience of smoking them. So we've got the settings. We have got the up and down arrows to adjust the temperature and the humidity set point. And then right here, this is a light bulb, and then this Celsius/Fahrenheit logo's right there. If you hit it once, this is Gen 3. Look at the even lighting in this. And I'm going to open this up so you can see it. Look at how even the lighting is on all of this. Right here and right here on the sides. And when you close the door, yes, you can still see all of the different levels. And if you have cigars up top, you'll be able to see the cigars in the middle and the cigars at the bottom. Fantastic upgrade for this newest generation. So let's open this up again. And there's a tray here that is a smaller than usual tray. Pretty short looking. And you can see right in here why. So this is a self-regulating humidity system. And right in there, that little cutout that you see, that cutout is where you put the distilled water. So instead of having the little rectangle bucket, if you will, to put the distilled water in or the beads or anything like that, you actually just put it directly into this little trough. It's maybe 3/4 of an inch tall and probably about a 4x4 square. And you put the distilled water directly into that. This system, through its circulation, will distribute that humidity as needed throughout the entire unit. And if there's any additional humidity, you can see right here, I'll just use my finger, it will accumulate here and run back down and go right back into the distilled water trough, I'm going to call it, the tray, where you hold all the distilled water. So it just recirculates. So if it builds up a little bit of condensation in too much for whatever reason, because I have had a little bit of condensation in the bottom as the overflow tray, then it'll just go right back into the rest of the distilled water for the unit and be ready to be used when it needs to circulate and go through it. They do recommend putting the distilled water in it and letting it run for at least a couple hours to let the system acclimate and balance out and do all those different things. So I'm going to put this tray back in, and in here you get the little squeeze bottle so that you can put the distilled water into the unit. So let me put this back in here. So you've got the tray there, and then you have one shelf here and another shelf here. They are the standard full depth size shelves for in here. See if I can do this in the reflection. Probably not going to do it. We'll see here. Maybe. Clearly I'm doing very well with this as a mirror image. Haha, got it. Okay, so that is the unit. So I'm going to close this, as you can see, and then if I come right here and tap there, watch the light turn off. Just a slow, nice fade. Really, really nice touch with this thermoelectric humidor. Now, it's a 23 liter, and based on the other ones that I have, it means it's going to hold about 150 cigars. Whether it's a Robusto, a Toro, Corona, whatever it is, on average, you're going to fit about 150 cigars in this thermoelectric humidor. And I can attest to that because the first Needone humidor that I reviewed, that was the 23 liter back a number of years ago now, I put 150 cigars in. Now, was it packed and filled to the gills? Yes, it was. But did it fit the claimed capacity? Yes, it did fit it. So now that we've seen some of the features, we've seen how to control the settings on it, we've seen all those different things, let me go through a couple cautionary things when it comes to setting up a humidor like this. The directions on here say to fill up the trough at the bottom with distilled water, and again, leave it closed for a couple hours so the humidity can circulate, so that the trays and the shelf in there, or the tray and the shelves, excuse me, in there can start to pull in the humidity and the moisture, and so that can all get acclimated. What you do not want to do, never, never, never do in a humidor that has wood shelving, wood trays, or a wooden desktop humidor, never, never take a wet sponge and wipe them down with distilled water. It causes the grains of the wood to expand in pulling in that moisture so quickly, you actually damage the grain of the wood by causing a premature expansion, if you will, or a too sudden of a change in humidity in the wood, and it can actually damage the grain of the wood and really be unhealthy for the stability of the wood long term, and having it last, and just the way that the wood is intended to naturally just pull in moisture itself. So never wipe it down with a wet sponge. Now, sometimes with these units, you'll get a little bit of like a plastic kind of factory original smell with them when you open them up. There's a very faint one in this one. Usually it lasts maybe a day or two after I fire it up, and it's gone. What you can do is you can take a mixture of like water with some baking soda in it on a cloth and wipe down the plastic only inside here. Don't drench it, don't get it soaked, but just wipe down the plastic, take the trays out, leave them out. But honestly, with the distilled water, once it starts to humidify in there, the Spanish cedar trays are going to completely come to life. You'll smell it, and any of that original factory smell is going to be gone real quickly. So that's what you want to do when setting this up. And then after loading, or after getting all that done, it's just a matter of making sure that you load your cigars in it. Any humidor that you have, you need to have filled to between 60 and 80% capacity. Because if you have less than that, it becomes a struggle for that unit to be able to maintain the humidity level where it needs to be. Now, yes, this will maintain humidity for you because it's got that trough and that capacity and that system in here. But help it work easier by keeping it, so if it's 120 to 150 cigar capacity, keep roughly 80 to 100 cigars in here, and you'll do just fine. You'll never have to worry about big fluctuations in humidity, any of those different things. What you will want to do, though, for the first couple weeks of the month that you have it, is make sure that you check the distilled water level in that trough at the bottom, and make sure that it's not completely dry. But also, don't just continually have it completely filled, because that actually can result in overhumidification in the humidor, which can cause a mold bloom, which can cause a number of different things. So I'd recommend, it doesn't say specifically in the manual, I'd recommend just keeping, maybe a quarter to a third of that filled up, because the last thing you want to do is load this up with a bunch of your cigars and have them all, go into a mold bloom because you had too much humidity in there and it couldn't pull enough out of it or couldn't regulate it well enough. So just make sure you don't over humidify that trough. Don't put too much liquid in it. Get it seasoned and then keep it about a third to half filled at max is all I'm going to do. And then once I honestly get this seasoned and going with that, I'm going to see how well the water trough on this works. And then I'm probably going to switch it over to using Integra Boost packs. They have the larger packs. There's the larger grams. There's a number of different sizes from Integra Boost, and I'm actually going to put those humidification, the two-way humidification from Integra Boost, right down in that trough in the bottom on the back, and it's still going to cycle through the humidity. It's two-way breathing. It's all of that. But first, I'm going to give this a try and see how it does with the water in the trough there before switching over to that, if it's even needed. And if this manages it well enough on its own, great, so be it. That'll be fantastic. But if you want to learn more about this Needone 23-liter next generation, third generation thermoelectric humidor with the upgraded lights, with the self-managing humidification system, with the temperature control, with all those different things, there's a link down below where you can go and check this out. And if you are seeing this when this first comes out, there is actually a discount code that's going to be down below as well. Don't miss the opportunity for that because it is a limited time offer. I get comments on, and my humidor review videos are some of the best performing ones on my channel. I never intended it that way. That's just how it worked out. And people come back and they comment or they go, hey, I like this, or how was that feature, or how is it holding up now? If you check out this and purchase this for yourself, then let me know what you think of it. Let me know how it's treating you. I mean, I heard from one person that has this also, that did a custom tray and had a woodworker work on a custom tray for him for this unit. Absolutely incredible. Let me know your feedback on it. If you have another Needone unit, let me know what unit you have, because I have everything from the 18 to the 23 to the 32 to the 48, I think, are the different sizes. I have all the different sizes that they offer, and I love every single one of them. So with that being said, Needone, thank you for sending this out for my honest evaluation, review, and opinion on it. Couple of the pros on it: the light. Third generation, that light on there is absolutely fantastic. Amazing how well it lights up the inside of the humidor. Another pro on it is it's got self-managed humidification now. That didn't exist on any of the previous generations. It exists now. It exists on the 23-liter. It exists on the, I think it's the 48-liter, the 32 or 48-liter. I think it's the 48-liter. It exists on a couple different ones now, and it is amazing. It's fantastic. I never have to worry about a single thing because it does such a great job. So that's another pro. The only con that really I can come up with on this unit, and it's for all Needone units, is I still wish you didn't have to open the door a full 180 degrees before you could pull out a shelf or a tray. I mean, yeah, you can get it to about there, which is, what, 110 degrees? But I really wish you could just open it to here at 90 degrees to pull out the trays or the shelf to be able to access your cigars that you're looking at smoking and enjoying. But that is a small thing in comparison to everything that this third generation has to offer. So again, if you're interested in this Needone 23-liter third generation thermoelectric humidor, click the link down below. I don't make anything off of it. It's purely for me to review and share with all of you. But let me know what you think of it. And then again, limited time, there is a discount code to use at checkout when you go and purchase one of these for yourself. I want to thank the Needone team for sending this out for my honest evaluation and review and thoughts on it. I love it. I love literally just about everything that Needone puts out. Everything that's thermoelectric, I've had great success with. I'm a huge fan. It's just a product that works so well, and I'm grateful that Needone reaches out to me and says, hey, we want you to check it out and give us your honest take on it. So that's what I've done. But with the glass on it, with the lights, with everything, the features, all of it, it's going to be amazing for you, plain and simple. I will say this, though, as a caveat, because of, and I just realized this, because of this bottom tray being shorter than normal, I would say that you're probably going to get about 110 to 120 cigars now, because if you notice in the back, this, when it goes in, if I can get it in, when it goes in, there's an opening in the back. Let me turn the light back on for you. there's a gap in the back, and that's because that's where the trough is, so that water and the humidification can come up and have room to breathe, and that way you don't have your cigar sitting right over the water trough. So take that into account when you're doing your capacity on it, and the lights will just dim and boom. So take that into account because it's going to impact your capacity of this thermoelectric humidor, but I would expect that you're still going to get probably about 110 to 120 cigars in this. But with a self-managed humidification system, to have a reduction by 20 cigars or so is really not a big negative at all. Is it a bummer because of capacity? Yes. But will I trade that off for managing humidity on its own? Every day. Every single day I will. So again, click the link, get the information, look at the discount code, all that, and let me know if Needone is the brand for you when it comes to thermoelectric humidors, because at the end of the day, I know I always need one. That's going to do it for this review on the Needone 23-liter thermoelectric humidor, everybody. As I say every single time, enjoy your cigar journey, everybody. I'm Cigar Show Tim. As always, I'll see you.